Alright guys, welcome back to another Python programming tutorial, and today we are jumping more into dictionaries, and personally this is one of my most favorite data structures. It is also known as a hash map in other programming languages. So here is just a basic example of a dictionary. A dictionary is oftentimes denoted with these curly braces here, just like so, and what makes dictionaries so nice is that you can map using keys to specific values. And this will allude to something later known as object-oriented programming, which we'll talk about in depth. But for right now, this is just the basics of a dictionary. Now, you can also create a dictionary like this by typing in the keyword dict, just like so. And then here, typing in the key value pairs, just like this. So first name, and you can set that equal to a data, just like so, and continue on with your stuff. And this is another way to do a dictionary as well. They will yield the same things. So today in this video, I'd like to go into all the things that you can really do with a dictionary and what makes them so nice. Before we do that, I just want to say that dictionaries are ordered, meaning that in Python 7 or later, dictionaries are ordered. If you're using an earlier version of Python, then they're not. But dictionaries are ordered and they have a defined order and they will not change. So that's good. You can't refer to them using an index though, you have to refer to them using the key value pairs. Dictionaries also do not allow any duplicate keys. So if I have two duplicate keys here, whatever I type in for the second duplicate key will automatically overwrite the value of the first duplicate key. So if I have two duplicate keys here of age, 30 will be printed and this will be completely ignored by the program. So just don't have duplicate keys, pretty straightforward. And dictionaries are 100% mutable, meaning that you can update, read, add values, remove values from the dictionary, do all sorts of stuff. And then last but not least, dictionaries can be both heterogeneous, meaning containing different data types, primitive data types, and homogeneous, just depending on what you need. They can be either or. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into all the things that you can do with a Python dictionary. So the very first one, and obviously one of the most common, is you're going to be able to get the length of a Python dictionary by using len. That is pretty much the key statement that you use for pretty much any collection inside of Python, and this will give you how many key mappings are inside of your dictionary. Pretty nice. You can also get the data structure or type of your data by typing in the keyword type and then typing in the variable name for your dictionary. This will yield the keyword dict, which is the class for your dictionary. So two small nice little things there. You can also use the keyword dict, as I showed before, to create a dictionary of your own where you have the key value pair here, or the key here, mapping to a value. Just like that, and then you would assign this to a variable. And there's another quick way to make a dictionary. To access items in the dictionary, this is fairly straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and print that to the console window. You simply just type in whatever your dictionary name is. In this case, it's Anthony. And then you put two brackets here, and you type in the key mapping for the value you're trying to access. So in this case, I typed in this key of this dictionary, which gives me this value. I run this to the console window, and you will see that it will print that value. You can also use this to update various values of your dictionary. So let's say I change my age, for example. Let's say my age changes. I'm going to go ahead and print my age there. Then I'm going to add 1 to my age. Remember, I can do it like this. And this will yield the exact same thing. So I went from 28 to 29. Or you can do the much more syntactically prettier way, which is like this. These will yield the same thing, where plus equals, minus equals as well will subtract a value. Okay, but that is how you can update various information. You can also do the update method. So you can do update here, and then here you can type in your key value mapping here. So you'd have age, for example, and then here you can set that to a new value. This will also update the age, just like you saw before. And then you can also use this to create new values as well. So let's say this is now an age 2. If I wanted to get an age 2, for example, this will also work as well. So this will print the age right now, which is 28, create a new key in the dictionary, which stores the age 29, and then this will print age to the console window. We'll see that all happen in real time here, just like you saw there. Cool, I'm just going to change this to one string because it's bothering me. To also update or add values, you don't need to necessarily use the update method. You can also type in the key value here. So let's say my hair color, and let's say that's brown. You can do that as well, and then just get the key value here, and that has now been updated to the dictionary, just like we saw before. I'm going to go ahead and comment this out. And as you see, we get brown. So this is how you can also add new values to the dictionary as well. Now, you can also get various things from the dictionary, such as all the keys. So if I wanted all the keys inside of the dictionary, I can return those in a list by getting or using the keyword keys here, which is a method that gets all the keys inside the dictionary and prints them out to me or makes them accessible to me in a list. Or it's technically an array because all keys by default must be a string. So I guess technically this is an array, but here it is. Here's your array of all your keys inside of the dictionary, and then your values will be a list. But you can also do the same thing here and get all the values stored inside of your dictionary. And there they are. So some two nice little things here to get a list of both the keys and the values that can serve very, very useful in certain cases. And then the last keyword here that is also very useful is items. Items will return a tuple of both the key and the value. So we'll go ahead and see what that looks like over here. As you can see, I had the key as the first element of the tuple, and then the value as the second element of the tuple. These tuples are all stored in a singular list, which then can be assigned to a variable here, for example, items. Excuse me. So in this case, items stores a list of tuples which contain the key value pairs of the dictionary. So items can be a very, very, very useful method to perform and is very easy to use. Another nice little thing you can do is you can check to see if a key exists in a dictionary. I use this all the time. So you type in if, and then the key value name here. So for example, first, that is the name of the key first name. This is in the dictionary. If this is in, and then here you type in the dictionary's name, which is Anthony. So if first name is in Anthony, do something, right? In this case, I'll print true. And then else, I'll print false. And as you can see, this will print true because first name indeed is in there. And then if I change this to a capital I, this is no longer in the dictionary, so I get false. So you can do conditionals based on whether a specific value is inside of the dictionary. And that's pretty much that. We already saw how you can update stuff using the update method and the typing in the new key value pair. Now, moving right along here, you have the methods that allow you to remove elements from the dictionary. This is actually not too bad. You're going to use the keyword pop. So you're going to type in the dictionary name, you type in the keyword pop, and then you specify the key in which you want to pop. So if I want to get rid of first name, for example, I would do that, and this is going to get rid of this entire thing right here. I'm going to go ahead and run this. Oops, excuse me, I got to print it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and print the dictionary before and after that, and as you see, it will remove first name from the dictionary. So here is the first dictionary with first name in it, and then here's the next one with not. Right? You can also use pop item. Pop item will just remove the last item inside the dictionary. Let's go ahead and look here. So I pop item right here. I'm going to go ahead and run that. And as you can see, I'll have size at the very bottom here, but it's not here. And that's because pop item removes the last key value pair inside the dictionary. Keep in mind, Python dictionaries are now ordered. Now you also have the delete keyword delete obviously will delete a key value pair from the dictionary completely. So if I do delete Anthony and I type in the key value pair here of first name, it will delete that key value mapping from the dictionary completely. So we'll go ahead and run here and you'll see first name is gone. And then obviously as well, you can delete the entire dictionary just like so. And as you can see, my IntelliSense is telling me you just deleted that dictionary. So here it's fine, but here it's not. And I would get an error and this would only print one dictionary. And as you can see, it's not defined, got an error. Now, you can also clear a dictionary as well. So that removes all the values inside of the dictionary, hence the keyword clear. So this will have all the values, and then this will return an empty dictionary because I used the word clear here. So those are some helpful little methods that you can use with a dictionary. One of the most important things you may do is you may use looping to loop through dictionaries and to get values now, or to get various things. So the first one is for key and Anthony, colon, and we'll just print key. This obviously gets every key inside of the dictionary Anthony and then prints the key to the window. So you'll get all of these, and it's iterative here as it prints each one individually just like so. It can be very, very useful. And then of course you can extend this by using, if you wanted all the values, you would just do Anthony values here, two parentheses, and this will print obviously all the values. So I'll change this variable here to values, and this will print all the values that are stored by Anthony. Now, this automatically, if I just type in key here and type in Anthony, it will print all the keys. You can also use the keyword keys here, and you will get a list of all the keys, and then obviously this will print the key. So another way to do the first example would be this. I won't print this because I think you guys already understand how that works, but you can do this as well. Okay, and then the last one is, let's say you wanted both the key and the value. What you would do is you would do for key comma value, and I'll go ahead and print both of those here. You can actually use the items keyword, because remember the items keyword returns a tuple list of all the key value pairs inside of the dictionary. So you can access both key value mappings here by doing Anthony.items, and that will print the key and the value here. And you will see that just like so. As you see, I have my first name Anthony, last name Rice, age, boom, 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 boom. Right? So if you wanted access to both and wanted to manipulate things based on both the key and the value, you could also do that. Another very common thing that you can do with dictionaries is you can also copy them. So if I want an Anthony copy, sorry about that, Anthony copy, set that equal to Anthony, which is the original dictionary, dot copy, which is the keyword that copies the dictionary. And then obviously if I print the copy, I will get a copy of the dictionary. Hurrah! As you can see, there is my copy of my dictionary. So there you guys go, some nice little methods there. Now, some other things that you can do is you can also do from keys. So you can do set defaults as well, so Anthony. And then you can do set default and from keys. So let's go ahead and look at this. Let's say I want to create a new value here. Let's just call it X, and I'm going to do Anthony, and I'm going to do set default, and then this will take a key in a new value. So I'll go ahead and type in a key here. Let's say I want the key to be, let's do age again, and then here I'll put the value. Let's say I put it to 32. Now here I'm going to go ahead and print the variable that this is storing so y'all can see what's going on here. And I'm going to go ahead and print Anthony before that, which is my dictionary. So we're going to go ahead and run this. And as you can see, it printed my entire dictionary here. And then what it did is it created a new variable here, and we have set default, and then it returned the value with the specific key. Now, you notice I put 32 here for a point. If the key already exists, then this won't do anything. And that's a really important thing, because if the key already exists, then this number means nothing, which is why it returned 28. But let's say that key didn't exist, like age 2, then this will indeed print 32, and it will actually be added to the dictionary. So this is kind of another way that you can update values to the dictionary. As you see, you have age 32 here, and also add values to the dictionary is by using the set default method. And then another nice one you can do is also the from keys. So let's go ahead and look here. Let's say I have let's say I have a tuple. So let's say this is Anthony, and we'll call this Anthony properties, or Anthony prop. And I set this as a tuple, and let's say I have my first name and my last name. Just keep it nice and easy right now. Okay. All right. So I have properties that define me, which are my first and last name. Okay. Now let's say I have my names here, and I set that to my first and last name, which is Anthony, and then Rice. What I can actually do is I can create a dictionary from these two tuples, which is very nice. So I can create new dict here is equal to, and then I'm going to do dict, and then I'm going to do from keys, and then I need to pass in 2 iterable instances. So the keys is always going to go first, so I'm going to type in Anthony's prop, and then the values go seconds. I'm going to go ahead and print now the new dict. And as you see here, it created a new dictionary from the 2 things that I gave it. So now I have my thing here, and then it maps to here and here, and then my last name, and then it maps this to this. So this right here, this tuple, is going to be assigned to each key value mapping pair. So it's actually a small little mistake I made here. So for example, let's say I had 10 here, and let's say I had number 1, or numbers, number, and then same number. So as you'll see here, this maps the same thing. So 10 is going to map to each one of these. Oops, excuse me, needed to be a string. Finishing there, there we go. So 10 maps to number, and then 10 will map the same number, like that. So whatever is here maps to each one of these. And then obviously make sure that these are all strings, or you'll have some issues there. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it when it comes to dictionaries, guys. There's one last thing I'm going to show here at the very end, but those are pretty much all the main things that you can do with dictionaries. I think there's actually one more thing that you can do. You can also use the get method. So let's say you have a dictionary. Let's say you have name, and then it stores the value of a name. You can also do print Anthony prop dot get, and this will get the value stored by a specific key. So that's another method you could do as well. But I think that's all the keywords. Now, before we go, there is one small thing I want to show you, because it does allude to the idea of JSON, and it alludes to how you can create very robust data structures for your program. Now, this isn't a data structures class. We're not going to get into like stacks and queues and all of that kind of stuff. But I do want to show you the idea of, the fundamental of a linked list. It comes from this concept, but it's the idea of a nested dictionary. So let's say I have customers here as a variable, and I set this to a dictionary. Now, what I can do inside of this is I can actually create dictionaries inside of dictionaries. So now I can create my first customer here. Let's say that's Anthony. Okay, and then Anthony is going to be to this dictionary here. Now inside of here, Anthony's going to have a first name here. And then that first name is going to be Anthony. And the last name is going to be Rice. So last name is going to be Rice. And what's generally done when dictionaries are created in this way is generally you wouldn't have a name here. You would have like a user ID string. So you would have something like this that represents this specific user, and then you would have this again. So then you would have the same thing come down here, and now you would have a different key here for this guy, and then this guy right here, we need to put a comma. This right here will now map to Charles, this guy, right? And this is the idea of having children dictionaries inside of a bigger dictionary. And what makes this is really nice and valuable is if I want to query something, I can actually go customer, and I can put my key value pair here, and I can get this key, just like so, and I can actually grab this information, just like this, right? And then let's see if this, I know this works in Lua, I believe this also works in Python. Yes, you can query customer first name just like that. And it'll actually pull this value because this points to this, which points to this, right? So this is a very effective way of organizing your data and is really like a fundamental of programming for sure. So it's definitely something to keep in mind here is the idea of having a dictionary nested into a dictionary. And then of course you can do all the methods that we just showed with dictionaries with these nested dictionaries just like so. So there you have it, guys. That is an entire breakdown on the data structure of a dictionary. Extremely, extremely, extremely useful data structure. And I really hope this helped. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one.